Eliza Park has been a successful part of the Victorian breeding industry for around 13 years now, and the farm is particularly excited about the 3 new stallions joining the roster for 2010. Wanted, Bushranger and Sharkbite are new to Victoria. I'm joined by Mark Lindsay, who's the head of sales and nominations for Eliza Park, and it really is exciting when you get 3 new stallions in one hit.
Exactly, it's a massive coup for Victoria. Lee Fleming, our proprietor, is doing a great job in trying to push Victoria forward. And horses like Wanted and champion 2-year-olds like Bushranger and good horses like Sharkbite that have been supported by really good breeders like Jonathan Munn's are great coups for Victoria.
Well, Wanted, of course, there was really, I guess in the end, there were discussions about his fertility we'll touch on shortly, but it really was a bit of a battle to get him in the end, wasn't it? Exactly.
We gelled with Whitten right to basically when everything was dotted. Whitten were banging on the door just as we were signing up for the horse. He's a massive coup, and Victoria has got to be thankful to people like Lee that are still trying to push Victorian racing industry forward.
We know there is the issue as far as it's not so much fertility, of course, the one testicle issue that is there, but there isn't really a fertility issue. You've had him thoroughly checked out.
He's fully insured. We've had him cleared by 3 vets who see no issue with the horse moving forward. It creates a really unique opportunity in the first season that he's only going to cover 80 mares. It's a question of demand and supply. It gives you every opportunity to make money at the yearling sales when you're only competing against 80 other horses.
And of course he was fully booked very, very quickly.
Exactly, we booked him out in 4 hours after during the Easter broodmare sale once we announced him, and we've got some terrific breeders going to him. For the first time we've got some really good breeders such as Harry and Arthur Mitchell, Duncan Grimley, Henry Field's been a big strong supporter. He's sending 4 mares. And in Victoria we've got David Moody from Contract Racing, Mackay, 3 Bridges, Peter Liston. And so this horse is going to be tremendously supported and get some outstanding mares.
He looked absolutely magnificent here. He's still only really a 3-year-old when we were filming today. And the hind quarter on him and the real fastnet rock sort of size about him. But he's a quality horse. I mean, he was an $800,000 yearling.
Yes, he was an $800,000 yearling. He's built like a bus. And for when you saw him today, he's only a 3-year-old. So you factor in he's 3 years old. He's just been off the track for only about 6 weeks. So he's going to be a tremendous looking horse and a very exciting prospect that you could be pretty much confident that you're going to get some great tops by.
Very much a lot of Danehill about him too, but I love your advertising, your marketing about when danger looms, the herd is led by the dominant one after his win in the Newmarket when there was that massive storm up the end of the straight and the rest all stayed in a herd.
Exactly, he led that pack all the way down the straight. Of course he had horses like Star Spangled Banner and Dewporth behind him, Turfentine. You know, it was a terrific field, and you know, it just really does, it was a bit of a play on words, but he did really dominate that race.
And of course, well, Fastnet Rock, his first crop, there's a massive fee increase, so I guess he's really good value as a first season stallion. And of course, overall, like his racing record, he was in the first 4 in I think 7 Group 1, so he thoroughly did deserve that Group 1 win in the end.
Exactly, but he was 3 times Group 1 placed, he was top 4 in 7 Group 1s. To win a Newmarket really did cap off his career, but he won as a 2-year-old, which his father didn't win. He won a Newmarket, which his father couldn't, and he was an $800,000 yearling. So to me, he's every opportunity. He got all the ingredients that you'd want in a stallion, and we're really delighted to have him down here.
Bushranger's an interesting horse, isn't he? He's by the ill-fated Dane Time, who's just been a wonderful sire around the world, unfortunately no longer with us. But Bushranger himself, champion 2-year-old in England and France, and rated only just below Master Craftsman at 2.
Exactly, he was a tremendous racehorse. He broke the race records in the Prix Mornay and the Middle Park. The Prix Mornay, he's been faster than some stallions like Machiavellian and Blushing Groom. And in the Middle Park, he was faster than horses that he's competing against down in Australia, such as Amadeus Wolf, Ad Valorem, and he was 3 seconds faster than My Boy Charlie.
And he broke Oasis Dream's Newmarket track record.
Exactly, yeah. To be the fastest horse in over 150 years of racing at Newmarket, just shows you how fast he can be as a 2-year-old. You know, that time was absolutely blistering, faster than, obviously, as we know, Star Spangled Banner only won there a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, this is a tremendously fast horse, and I'm a big fan of horses that go to stud that are fast as sons of stallion. We've got the best example with Bella Spree, obviously the fastest son of Royal Academy, and time's been proven that Danehill's best stallions at stud have been sprinters. being the fastest son of Dane time, we're really excited about his opportunity.
Another lovely type as a racehorse, Sharkbite. Well, he's a lovely type as a yearling because he sold for $900,000. And new here in Victoria, he's beautifully put together.
Yeah, so he covered 70 mares in his first season at Biley, and Jonathan Munns chose Eliza Park as a stud farm he thought could progress Sharkbite to another level, and we've got some tremendous bookings for him. He's going to cover in well excess of over 120 mares this year, and really blessed to have supporters like the Thoroughbreds and Munns, considering stud farms like Eliza Park.
Of course, he's the son of Redute's Choice, and of course they're really kicking goals already, aren't they?
Oh yeah, Redute's is our biggest factor in Australia at the moment, and he's producing nearly 11% stakes winners to runners. And when you see horses like Schnitzel and Stratum doing such good jobs, he's a very good horse at a low fee, and people like Mark Dottermaid and Anthony Cummins have openly said that this horse is the best value stallion in Australia at the moment.
That's a big rap, isn't it? Unbeaten at 2 he was too, but a really good dam side where he's already got Dan Silly, who's a successful sire on that female side too.
Yeah, he's got the pedigree to boot. Three Valleys, who's a half sister to the dam of Sharkbite, has covered over 130 mares in his first season over in Europe, and has been one of their more popular stallions over there. And Han Silly has been described by some people as the broodmare of the millennium. She obviously side 5 Group 1s, and Dan Silly, who's probably been one of Europe's best sires of late.
And these young stallions, they really like to gallop, don't they, still?
Exactly. He's a lovely sort of moving sort of horse, and he's a horse that we have high hopes for, and he's a good racehorse as well. He was an unbeaten 2-year-old, ran second to Arata Sun in the Vane Stakes as a stakes winner, and to get a stakes winning son of Reduced Choice for 5,000 plus GST from a family that's probably one of the best in Australia, he is great value.
Mick Mac finds something in the last 100 metres, rolls about, but he comes away and Mick Mac wins it. Don't know what's run second. Who got you view to there and deficient over on the fence from Zarita.
Statue of Liberty, of course, he's having his second season here, and what a boost it's been for him the last year or so. Not only Mick Mac, who's so talented, but also Haylist, who's such an up-and-coming sprinter.
We were very, very lucky to get Statue of Liberty. Blue Gum did a very good job at starting the horse off, and his record in Australia has been absolutely phenomenal. At the moment he's had less than 100 runners, but he's got 7.2% stakes winners to runners, which puts him in the top 5 stallions in Australia, competing with horses like Flying Spur, Shamardale, Lonro. He's a phenomenal stallion, and he's one out of the box, and last year he covered over 150 mares, probably some of the best quality he's ever covered, and he's only going to go to the next level.
Ready. When they turn for home, it's been nice and rough. When they turn, God's Own got flattened again. Paratroopers going for home, and the Guineas draws a length in front, is holding Gonski. God's Own getting out when it's all over, is flying. Paratroopers in front. God's Own flying, do it on the outside. He got up. A remarkable performance. God's Own has won the Guineas. I've never seen anything like it. He's got up to beat Paratroopers.
God's Own. Well, he actually looks a bit fitter here. He's always been such a big, bulky stallion, but he's actually looking as if he's maybe done a little bit of work already leading into the season. But Big Storm, well, he's an absolute chip off the old block, isn't he? And same as his sire, he won that late season 2-year-old race in Sydney.
Yes, keeping in mind God's Own didn't race until the last week of July. He then went on and won campaign and won the Caulfield Guineas and everything we remember. So this horse will judge Caulfield Guineas Day, but at the moment he's throwing 2-year-old winners. He's got some tremendous supporters like Duncan Ramage and Darto, and Bart's got over 15 either yearlings or 2-year-olds in his stable. And when James comes out and says that Big Storm, great horse, city winner, but I've got 15 better that I really like. This horse he's a great punt. He can go to the next level, and we all remember Lonro this time last year. We were umming and ahhing whether we thought he was going forward, and then suddenly bang, there you go. So I honestly believe God's Own. He's got over 400 live foals in his first 3 crops, so and supporters, they're at the right trainers, they're still being bought as yearlings, they're making good money, they'll run.
You would think so too, especially as they get a little bit older too. Belle Esprit too, well, twice the champion Victorian siren Belle Mer, well, she sold recently for $1 million, and he's got Black Caviar coming back too, so he just continues to improve as he gets more horses on the ground.
Well, Black Caviar's only gone back into work. Speaking to Peter Moody, she's going to be starting Caulfield Cup Day, so really excited about this. But he's gone to another level this year. He's had over 5 new stakes performers, Strike the Tiger, Beltoire, Toll Esprit. He's on the verge of going to an absolute another level, and he had another stakes winner only last weekend with Kevin Sheedy's Peachtree winning up in WA, and he's got numbers. He's now becoming a sales horse where they're making over 4 and 5 times service fee, and I think there's bigger and better things to come from him.
Well, Shinzig as well, he's the All Stakes winner, so he's a Group 1 winning brother to Strata, but, you know, he's out of the Cornwall Classic winner Shindig, so we know the family very well, but he's had some great mares the first couple of seasons.
Yes, he received, he was very well supported by Victorian breeders. Lee sent some very lovely mares. He got horses like Northwood Plume, Chlorophyll, Love to Dance, also the dams of horses like Tears I Cry, Stella Cadante. He's got the mares. He's a Group 1 winning son of Danehill. As we know, there's only 7 Group 1 winning sons of Danehill that never won over a mile, and 6 of those have sired Group 1 winners, and the last one's Shinzig. So it's a telling stat, and for a stallion under 10,000, he's great value.
The first crop just yearlings now? Just
yearlings now. He's leaving really lovely types. Leggy, very good sort of walking horses. As you can see, he's a lovely sort of walking horse himself, and you know, we're going to have a lot of fun selling these, and I see him as a bandwagon horse. He's a Group 1 winning son of Danehill, out of a Group 1 winning mare, out of a mare that's by the same sire as Lonro, by Straight Strike as a broodmare sire. So, you know, he's a horse that the day that he gets runners, everybody will say, oh, I knew he'd work.
And Magnus, of course, he won the Galaxy in Sydney. He won the Age Classic, which is now a Group 1, and he won or placed in, I think, 10 Group 1s. And Flying Spur, his sire, is now becoming a sire of sires with stallions such as Jet Spur.
Yeah, Jet Spur's done a great job. I think Magnus's family is just amazing. When you think Flying Spur is already doing a job as a sire of sires with Jet Spur, and Snitzel being the first sire out of a Snippets mare, you know, it just highlights how good a family Magnus does have. He's, you know, and then with that vain factor as well, it's nothing but speed, and he's a powerhouse, and leaving some lovely foals, and he got 120 mares in his first season, went to 168 in his second season, and everybody that bred to him first season bred to him second season. So I think that's a good indication of how good his foals are.
That wonderful female family that Eliza Park's had so much to do with, the Scandinavia, Valander, all those coming through.
Exactly, and Black Caviar only coming out of it of late. Black Caviar is all Eliza Park. She's by Bella Spree, out of a Desert Sun mare, who's a half sister to Magnus. So. Black Caviar, we're going to have a lot of fun with it over the next couple of months.
It is great that the Victorian industry seems to be having a bit of an upsurge at the moment, and you are getting a lot of mares being booked from New South Wales now, which is obviously, that's been the premium breeding region, but the Victorians are really boosting the stallion ranks, and you are attracting those mares.
Exactly. We covered 1,150 mares last year at Eliza. We had 4 stallions that were in the top 20 covering sires. So, you know, Lee's trying very hard. He's building a client base, and obviously investing heavily, which Victoria needs. We can't afford to have stallions like Testarossa and General Nadim and Costa del Lago leave our ranks, and Lee's heavily into this industry now and giving a really good shake.
All right, best of luck with the upcoming season.
Thank you very much.